Hello, my friends. This is Lada from AstroladaOfficial, and today I have a surprise for you. I'm live with Teo. Hi, Teo.
Hello, everybody.
I'm very excited you passed by my house in the deep province in a small village to see me in your busy schedule.
I was running through a gardening scheme that I had around here, and I said, "Oh, let's call Lada."
And Theo is also a biofarmer. What is the word?
Biological, yeah,
Biolog
agronomist.
Agronomist, and he is a anthroposophist, astrologer, and spiritual teacher. And today he's gonna tell us, don't make the face here. This is exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about real life examples from spiritual coaching, which Theo does. And he has a few stories for me to show you and demonstrate to you how spiritual coaching works.
Last few times when we were making video calls with Lada, after that, all the comments that you guys gave at the YouTube channel were about real-time examples. And when we chat after that to reflect, she says maybe it's good to have any stories so people can actually see what kind of process you go through and what happens, or does anything happen from your coaching? And we decided to make a real-time stories with different people that I had, or even agronomic fields, and how it actually jumps from the field to the vegetable, then to the person and to the family, which is very interesting how things collaborate together.
Interconnected,
Interconnect, yeah.
everything.
So today I want to share a few examples of that, and it's going to be snapshots from here and there, and hopefully she'll be helping me out with pointing questions. So today I have prepared, I'll start small. So I'm an agronomist and I work on different fields, let's say fruit trees and grains and vegetables, roses, oils, saffron, and etc. And I'm going to a field about vegetables, and I see that the person is growing vegetables on sand. A sand is specific that they lack magnesium. And I say, okay, this person is working here for the past 10, 15 years. He's eating his own food, and the food is lacking magnesium. And from previous videos, you've seen that magnesium is related to Sagittarius, to the energy, to the strength of the thighs, because magnesium is usually the muscle contraction and, of course, brain development. And the person was telling me how his legs hurt, he cannot move so strongly, he cannot sleep very well, and he has a lot of pain. And usually magnesium helps with pain management in the body and relaxes the muscles. And I said, okay, look, I came here to help you out on your vegetables, but I actually think I can help you out on something else that you didn't even ask me about. And I told him, try taking this supplement twice a day. After a month, he said nothing to me. He didn't call me, he didn't text me. And I go to the market because I buy food from him because I like how he grows the vegetables. And he comes and he hugs me and he squeezes me and said, I need to give you food. I said, what's happened, my friend? He said, my wife cannot recognize me. I say, why? Because I'm very calm. I'm very relaxed. She says, are you okay? Did you drink something to get relaxed? So he started taking his magnesium and balanced his nervous system and his muscle problem only with the supplement of
Is
magnesium.
that like magnesium glycinate?
Yes, that was
Because
magnesium.
that's what I take, and it's
Yeah.
so that's the only thing that helps me sleep.
Yeah, yeah. And his scenario, it was so bad that even from a tablet or two, it really helped. Usually people who are not so deficient, you can give them 4 tablets and they're like, they have hard time working even because they want to sleep. And
Yes.
it really relaxes them. And for me, it was great because usually I go around, I talk with people, I say, oh, you can try this. They don't text me back, they don't call me back. And from one point of time, when I meet them, they say, oh my God, Teo, did you know what happened? I was like, no. So it's very helpful if you guys see me on a video and something works, put me a comment, text me, write me an email and say it worked or it didn't work, because it could be a different reason. Again, I had a viewer also, we had a consultation And we talked, and I gave some advices, like 15 things I pointed out. And I don't have any idea if she continued. And one day, after 3 months after the consultation, she types me and she wants another consultation. And then she tells me the story, how she changed the life of her husband, how she wants to change the life of her mother, of her sister. And actually, we made the conversation about her sister. She said from the moment we spoke and I took decision to do certain things, everything went up. So the lady is in the US and she changed so many things. And I get super hyped when I hear that.
Well,
Because
I did the same to you because Theo last time told me if you want, because at night I can't sleep, during the day I'm so tired and my mind is. So he says magnesium at night and Lugol's iodine during the day, especially for women. And I started taking, not all the time, but Lugol's iodine, 3 drops. Oh my God, what a difference. And I was telling him now, I said, Theo, like my brain is sparkling. I have energy. I can do twice as much exercise. Or if I feel tired, I just take a little bit of Lugos and incredible. So sorry about not.
no, it's yeah, because I don't have confidence, but I know that the things work. And when people tell me, I get more confidence to actually continue more and more to say, okay, now you can try this. And the lady that from the US, she didn't have any spiritual, I would say, or psychological or nervous system problems emotionally. She wanted basic things. She wanted habits, what foods to take, what to stop, because there's so many things on the internet,
Mhm.
so many things. And you do this and you do that and you do the other one, and then you choose all three of them together, and it doesn't give any results.
But depends what your results want.
Yeah.
If I say if I want to be very ambitious, should I eat more meat and
Ah,
or
that's very interesting. Actually, now I'm on amino acids because the vitamins and the minerals, I have a basic foundation. Now, amino acids are super complex. There's 9 amino acids that people who don't eat meat,
Mhm,
it's very hard to take them.
mhm.
But there is a study now for the last 20 years, which is for me spiritually related. In esotericism, they say it's good not to abstain from meat and flesh because you make your own proteins and you make your own power that makes you stronger within time, not momentarily, but within time. But it's important to have a spiritual practice.
Yeah, so it develops your spiritual willpower.
Yes, you extract your body, it's such an amazing mechanism. You extract a lot more from your food, even if when you chew it more and more and more, and you really, there's a transmutation happening in the body, which now people are, for the last 10 years, also proving with plants. Transmutation is when selenium, let's say, gets a charge and turns into another element, a mineral
Mhm.
within the body, because it can take a vitamin, a mineral, and a hormone, and they clash together and they make another one. It's a very complicated process, but it's something of that sort. When people eat meat and they eat higher amounts, let's say, there's a process within that. There's a amino acid called methathine, which turns into another amino acid when it's too much, which becomes negative, and it starts impacting the nervous system
Oh.
badly. So that's why they say protein is good in measurement, because the amino acids start doing the same process, transmutation into something else, because they don't cannot find their place into the organism.
Mhm.
So willpower, if you are very weak and you have iron issues and blood issues, actually you need copper and you need vitamin C because they help iron absorption and
Mhm.
work, and B6 and B9 and B12. Usually when iron is low, B6, B9, and B12 are low as well.
Not more iron.
Not more iron.
Oh,
Because the iron
okay.
has issues of actually finding its place in the organism. And iron being Mars and copper being Venus,
Venus.
for me it's super interesting.
Come here.
Yes, so the Venus says come, and it lures in the iron within the system of the cells.
Okay.
And that's much more, I mean,
Where do you get copper? Like
Copper,
from what?
usually nuts. It's everywhere. But almonds are one of the big sources of
Rich.
copper. And it's very complicated to supplement with copper.
What if you drink water from copper?
Yes, that also works.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that can charge.
Yes, that can charge
Okay.
it.
Copper
Ionize
vessels, yeah.
copper vessels, yes. It ionizes it with iron, with copper ions. But I tried supplementing with copper because I like experimenting on myself before I give some. It gives digestion issues. You really need to know how to take copper, otherwise you can even bring back things. If you don't drink water, if you haven't had breakfast and things like that, you should be very careful. But it's the same thing on the fields. Copper is a antifungal, so it's against the fungus. That's why they were putting them in vessels because the water stayed clean. No fungus enters in.
Oh,
Bad fungal.
I've seen now they show how if you put copper wires around the plant, it grows 2 times as big, 3 times as big.
Yeah,
What is that?
they call it electroculture.
Have you tried that?
Yeah, it's very controversial, I would say. Some they don't know when it works. There's some people that study that and it works, but thousands and millions of people who do that, it's pure luck. Here it works, there it doesn't work. There it works a little bit, there it works a lot. They don't know the mechanisms yet of
Maybe it's something with the soil itself that
yeah,
it interacts
yeah,
and
because it makes
charges it.
bioelectricity. Copper is related to electricity, that's why you have copper wires. It's an electroconductor.
Yeah.
And that's why how it relates to iron.
Yes.
Because there are the certain metals in the body and the conductivity of the blood. So it gets stronger, your energy. That's why when you have iron, you have energy because you have bioelectricity flowing.
Oh, yes.
And if you don't have the charge of the copper to make that wire twinkle, it doesn't. And
Yeah,
usually,
because magnets create electricity with
exactly.
copper.
Yeah,
Exactly. And one is iron, the other one is copper.
not necessarily.
Yeah,
We don't.
magnets.
Yeah,
And that creates free energy. They show it on the internet all the time.
yeah.
Just like two special magnets, iron or something, and a copper, and
Copper, yeah.
they don't. Yes, perpetuum mobile
Yeah.
doesn't stop.
That's why it's interesting how when we put a golden ring, the blood when it comes, it also becomes electrical. That's why it's on the finger. Because you have iron going all the time and it densifies the energy around you, and that's how it clears the blood and it sends it back. And every time it circles, you're cleaning out your blood.
So it's good to have golden
The
ring.
cleanest
Oh,
ring.
all fingers. Or like I've seen people put like a brass
Yeah, on the wrist.
again, like energizing, electrifying the.
Yeah, because there are certain points that blood needs to come in and come out all the time. And usually the wrist people have issues with not brain, bone and joints. And it kind of breaks down calcium because blood goes, and it's very, very curious. So that was this lady. She gave me a very good feedback and we tried to help some other people. Another time I have here in Bulgaria personal health helping, and 6 months we are working very intensely with her. And she didn't have any issues beforehand. She said, I'm very capable. And she starts developing autoimmune issues.
While you're working together.
No, just
before
she
that, yeah.
she contacted me. Started developing autoimmune, low energy. She cannot eat slowly and calmly because of her work. So from her health, her life started going worse, or the other way around. Her life needed more of her attention, and then the health habits started hitting her with the, how six health is health habits and work, and they're related. So if one goes, it starts impacting the other things.
The six house rules: work and health.
Yeah.
Her work was stressing out, so her health started.
Absolutely. Or if you're eating quickly and then you go to work, you're stressed at work because you didn't digest well, being Virgo again with digestion. And we started. We went on a conversation with her partner. He was sitting on the table there, followers of Bin Saduno from the White Brotherhood, and her partner was only listening to me. So he was investigating if I'm legit. But she was a big fan, and she listened to me and told me all her story. I said, okay, thank you. I think you have deficiencies of vitamin D very big, of selenium, You have digestive issues with enzymes and probiotics. And we started a process, and I gave her horse doses of vitamin D with some other.
What is a horse dose?
It's 100,000 international
100,000.
units.
Yeah.
Very big. But don't do this at home. It has to be balanced with other minerals. And
Ah,
I'll tell you why in a few minutes. And she started taking them. She was very, very following. And she said, okay, I did this. She texted me. I did this. She texted me and said, I want to blood test it. And she blood tested and she had vitamin D deficiency.
still
Still,
at
after
100,000.
at 100,000 for a month.
So it didn't saturate him.
Yes, no, it was the digestion. The digestion was not answering. So I said, okay, completely we stop the system and I give you one only. It's called Tatka. It's pancreas.
Enzymes.
It's salts from the not the pancreas. Excuse me. Give me a moment. So I gave her the Tatka. Žvučka is in both.
Bile.
Bile salts. Thank you. Bile salts. And she said 3 days, 3 days, and I start picking up energy levels. I started up sleeping better.
So she didn't have acid enough in the stomach to break down the food.
Not enough acid, yeah, and not enough salts that help enzymatic processes and fat solubilization in the stomach. And vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. So she was not intaking it because she was not able to manage the acid, the fats. But in that moment when I gave her the knowingly that it's the bile, I gave her a eurythmy gesture. Eurythmy because she was gaining weight. And in eurythmy there's letters that every letter answers to an organ, to an emotion, to a planet. It's very specific.
This is given by Rudolf Steiner, the creator of anthroposophy.
Yeah.
This is a special dance and movement, special movement.
Yeah, the movement of the stars that being developed later on from Bain Saduno with eurythmy.
Yeah.
And I gave her O, which if a eurythmist is listening to me, probably is going to slap me in the face. But because of this not being able to contain her boundaries of the weight and it's Jupiter, always Jupiter. So giving her the thing that gives her the husband next to her, the person who is stable and helping her in the knowledge. She said, when I start doing it, I start feeling much better. Pain in the right shoulder blade, which is usually the liver and the bile. It really helped quicken the process for her with the movement and with the concrete vitamin.
So the letter O, Jupiter helps with the liver.
Yes.
And okay.
Exactly.
Oh, so you just do this?
I gave her 3. I gave her slowly 3 times, then faster 3 times, and then very fast 3 times. And then she leaves it to impact. She makes etheric movements. Actually, those are the etheric body. Movements of the etheric body. So she does it with the physical body, and then the etheric body comes in and tries to enter the process.
Shape.
Yes, the shapes. It's like if you have an etheric cup, etheric substance will come in.
So invisible cup and invisible substance.
Yeah. So we're just trying to but there's let's say a copper cup is an etheric substance because it's part of this. But if you have an iron cup, it's not going to be very pleasant. It's very physical. And after a few months, she texts me and says, my partner wants to ask you something.
The suspicious one?
Yeah, because he entrusted, he got my trust after seeing the change and quickly because they went to doctors and it was not very helpful. Wow. He went to doctors, even knowing that I could help her, and the doctors prescribed this and that and this and that, and he said became worse and a little bit worse, and I don't want to take the things that they give me. He also had the digestive issue with I think he was with the pancreas now. And it's curious that when people gather or when people live together for long periods of time, I see that they have similarities of their health issues or they're psychological, emotional, spiritual issues because they're trying to find within each other to struggle a little bit and then they find together the answers. So he texted
Oh,
me and I
wow.
said,
That makes a lot of sense that people they create it together or they come together because they have similar.
yeah. I really found that with my wife. She really pushed me. She really pushed me to develop things that I was missing, that she has. And I had things that she doesn't. After 4 years now of marriage, we switched. Now I have what she had, and she has what I had. Yeah. And now I'm a man because I was a very female man, but now I really got into the business, into being the man in the house and helping with this and that. So back to the guy. uh, she texted me and tell me all the symptoms, and I said, just try this one thing. It's called hydrochloric acid. It's again about acidifying the stomach. And he said, within minutes, I felt much better. He had burping, he had problems digestion. He said, for I can eat things that I was scared of. Of course, that doesn't fix his overall issue, but it's when you are precision. For me, precision is best because that's what gives results. You listen psychologically, spiritually, and the physical symptoms. And even without knowing the star signs, sometimes I can say, oh, probably he has these planets here or these planets here because there's no way to come from a brain issue. It doesn't come if you're Pisces. I mean, it could be, but because of alcohol or it's something else. They just point you,
Yes.
reading the signs. So this guy said, I want you to coach me, not to fix me, to understand how did you understand that?
I want you to teach me
Yeah,
what
how
you
did you
know.
understand these things? And the people who are don't trust me in the beginning, they become the best followers.
Oh, there, your challenge person.
Yeah, I really like challenges. When people say, I don't trust you, I say,
Oh, the crazy women. I don't know you. So really good challenge for him with a lot of problems.
and they come and say, okay, let's see how we're gonna fix this one.
Can you tell us some stories and examples about if someone comes not with physical, but say they have a problem in relationships or at work, or how
Yeah.
do you go in the process
Yeah.
and story?
So I had a woman in England when I was still living in England, and she said, I feel like I need to share this with someone, but I don't know with who. I know you from 2 days, maybe I can tell you. And we sat in the garden, and she started telling me, I'm I have very big view. I want to do big things with my business, but it's not my business yet. I am still employee. They don't trust me, but I see how I can help things out. And she told me some more things, and then we took out the chart, and she was a Capricorn, and she was about to get Capricorn. I think that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Jupiter, yeah, 6 years ago. Jupiter was transit. It was about to transit in her house, so she was for feeling what needs to happen. And I just told her, go and write that down with your hand as explicitly as you can, and tell it to one person from your very close relationship that you trust, but ask from him not to tell it to anyone else. So he can just tell you critically what he thinks about the topic. Then write that down again after that and start imprinting the picture before you go to sleep.
Why would you think of such ritual?
Writing down is manifesting. Writing is one of the first free will processes that's given to us. And when you impact, there's a lot of thinking in the fingertips. When you impact the willing process with precision of the will thinking, this is the thinking, this is the thinking feeling, and there's the thinking willing of the hand. And she inputs that she's already giving a sign to the universe that she wants to take this thing out of her and manifest it.
What if you type it on your phone?
No. No, it's
Okay.
digital. You go through the mediator of digitalization and it
Oh.
becomes the thinking again.
Oh, so I have to write it. Write it.
Yeah. That's why writers in the past, when they were writing, they were much bigger philosophers than now. The thinking in the even on the writing machine, it was the beginning of the decay process of writing. Yeah.
Simplification.
Even if you voice record now your book, it's not going to be the inspiration that really comes out of you. You really manifest it when it comes out like this.
So write your things down, guys, with pen and paper.
There's a saying in Bulgaria, I remember better when I write.
Yeah.
Not when I text it. When I write it, you remember it. If you,
Wow.
that's why when we're at school, writing what you do, it's very helpful. Not now it no longer works because they just go like that. But nowadays, if you're an adult and you write and you think about what you're doing, it's going to stay with you. I've really seen other people impacting only writing.
Mhm.
Writing is a remedy that can help many different situations.
Wow. Because I started journaling, but I journal on my phone. I'm like, why is this not helping?
So it's not helping, yeah. That's how I learned astrology. When I had a teacher in England, she's from Brazil. She was teaching me. I said, "Oh, okay, yeah. I said, okay, 60 days challenge. Every day I write where the moon is, how the ascendant, how everything changes
Yeah.
for 60 days, and what happens in my daily life. And
Yeah.
then I reflect what the moon.
That's how I did it too.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's how I understood and started living each planet. Till then, I was memorizing.
yeah,
After that, I started living it.
yeah,
Every transit, I'd write it before, and then I'll on piece of paper. There was no phones back then.
yeah. And for me, that was real. I mean, I no longer doubted astrology after that. It just changed. That's why when people go into astrology, I say, just try a week, 30 days, write down the moon, and just see what happens.
Every little transit it makes
Yeah.
to you.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
And
Yes,
because they're
because it's 2 hour difference. And I'll notice, why am I frustrated now? Oh, moon square my Mars. Then like, oh, I feel so good. Oh, moon transiting my Venus. It's crazy.
and for women, it's totally,
Totally.
no, absolutely the
You get a
emotional side.
feeling of the transit, of what Venus is, of what moon is, instead of
Yeah.
just memorizing.
And even your cycle, your menstrual cycle, it really kind of
What?
becomes visible. Yeah, I mean, when you follow, if you can journal your transits, the moon transit, and you journal your menstrual cycle, just do it. Do it for a month and see
Yeah.
how they relate for you personally. But when you don't have another woman around you,
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, a woman that's
Can-
stronger character than you,
Mhm.
because then their chart oversees yours.
Wow.
Because their chart is has stronger positions on yours.
No wonder I prefer to be all alone.
Yeah,
'Cause
nobody gets in your feminine power.
So going back to that
So going back to
lady.
the lady, again, I gave her this, and she went away. I didn't see her for 7, 8 months. She comes back on another course at the spiritual center that I worked. And because I came to drive them with the bus from the train station, I take them, I give them and I help out the trainers. And she gets me from the train station and comes and sits next to me, and I need to tell you something. Everything that you said happened. It was amazing. Now I have my company. I have people working with me. Everything developed. That was my first time that I did an astrology reading.
Wow.
And I this is when I said, maybe I'm good at this.
Yeah.
This was the first time. Before that, I was just talking with people and speculating, saying, "Oh, can I read your chart? Because I wanted to try. I want to try."
You should order them and tell them what to do. He has like planets in his 10th house and
Yeah.
everything on angles.
Yeah.
Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, all of those strong signs. Like you just order people.
I think it's because of Jupiter in Virgo that I have. I'm very kind of unsure. When I go out and speak, I look like the Leo. Oh yeah, he's very sure of himself. inside I'm like, oh, I hope that's true. I'm not sure.
Don't say that.
Not in front of you guys. So it was very impactful for me, and this lady was flabbergasted from that. And from that point on, I just started telling people. Even sometimes they don't ask me, and I tell them because I wanted to learn. If they come and say, actually, you know what, this happened. Yeah, it was very interesting. Or it happened the other way around because I didn't foresee another transit or something that was completely contrasting the situation. But
You were telling me this interesting story earlier about a lady that came about her business, but it turned out to be her relationship. Huh?
yeah, so there was a lady who wanted to look at the business chart. And she gave me the business, and we looked at the business, and unfortunately, I said, well, it's not amazing. She was very hopeful. She needed to hear that it's gonna be good. That she was not desperate but close to. And I asked her around, okay, what about your life? What about other things in your life? Some issues with the boyfriend, um, couldn't find the love of her life. She really was looking forward into settling with a person and having a family, but she was looking at the business. She really needed the business to go, and it was on the back end that the family life and the relationship. And we talked about the business, and the consultation finished. And I wasn't very happy how we managed, because she couldn't really get that she needed to take another point of view, to start from another place, not to concentrate so much on the business, but to fix things around it, because she couldn't lift up everything. She wanted to envision only the business and everything would follow. And after 6-7 months, she texted me again for the consultation of the business. And we started again. Things haven't developed perfectly. It didn't go flying out. And I said, okay, there's something bothering you. What is it? And for the last 10 minutes of the consultation, she talked about her love life, about other men who were coming towards her, but they were always already married.
Unavailable.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling okay with that. And she asked me, but maybe they would like me more. Should I just continue with them, even though that they had a relationship already? I just asked her, how are you going to feel if you are in a marriage and your husband goes out with someone else? She kind of, she started foreseeing, but because she was in her own biography, she couldn't say, oh, yeah, oh, so what? So what? He's going to be with me instead of his wife. But there was an issue here with the man figure. We kind of discussed it here about the houses, about second, seventh, and 10th house. How the business is very hard to continue to develop if you haven't actually invested in your relationship with your father figure in your past. How was your father towards you? How were men?
The 10th house of success is the same house as the father.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of resistance in one area, like we talked, maybe you have to fix the one that,
Yeah.
you have one of the two areas fixed first, and the other one will start uplifting.
And for me, how I look at things, Saturn, the husband, the father, the manifester, is Saturn. It's usually because of the fear, wanting to succeed. Saturn stops you from success. And Jupiter being the husband and the success, he needs to go through Saturn to really manifest these things. And for me, we needed to talk with the lady about Saturn and her father needs, or something happened with the father. But again, it didn't. Even the consultation where I wanted to happen, it's like she was overshadowing even that. Only after the consultation, I was able to look at what was stopping her, because because her karmic situation was overshadowing me, so I cannot help her reflect even in that situation, because she was so much concentrated. So only when I come out of her overshadowing could really reflect and then text it to her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's when there is a issue that is very strongly not resolving, we shouldn't look at the issue at all. For me, it's if you
Mm-hmm.
have a transit on a planet in a house, if you want to help that house, you're looking at the trine houses or the trine constellations that are there because they're going to throw light on the transit there and
Mm-hmm.
they're going to help push. For me, a trine and transit, the trine is more giving than the transit.
Absolutely. Actually, I noticed Jupiter transiting over my planets almost not always gives something, but trining always.
Yeah.
It's like it's the best.
He throws light to your talent there in your planet. And he kind of says, okay, let's do it together. Because otherwise, if Jupiter overshadows your Venus, he's going to give, but he's kind of stops,
Overpowers,
yeah, overpowers the
overpowers.
planet as well with the thing and the houses. Uh, so yeah, that was a situation that I couldn't put my finger on it only after the consultation. So it's even if you work with someone, allow yourself that the process develops. You dream about it, he dreams about it. Text him after a week. Say, did you get anything after that? I always say to people who I work with, text me. Text me after a month of trying this, after 2 weeks. Text me if it doesn't work, because it could be only a tiny thing to change that's going to open it out. Because it's hard to give a formula to a person that you've never seen, and there's so many aspects that are question marks. Because there could be one thing that you didn't said in this situation that could actually be very big.
It could be the answer or the
Yeah,
reason.
exactly.
Yeah.
And in the situation with the woman about the Tatka, it was the thing because she texted me on daily basis.
Yeah.
And that's you continue the process of self-coaching. Even you guys learn about yourself. It's not only that I tell you the formula, follow the formula. You should follow.
It's a mutual process.
Yeah. There's so many things that I try on myself that when I try it, and then a person comes out and he needs this thing that didn't work out because for me it's super hard to heal my own health. Honestly, I cannot see my own. I know that I have a issue with dandruff, let's say, and I know that there's a basis omega-3 and potassium, and I take it, it doesn't work. And then I found out something that actually omega-3 works with another vitamin. Then I say, okay, let's take this vitamin. And when this comes, a person who has these issues, and I say, okay, try this, and it works for him.
Yeah.
Because for the healer or for the person who is coaching or helping or teaching or whatever, he is here to learn these things through a little bit of suffering.
Yeah.
So he can help these other people,
So true.
but not really help himself because the soul didn't came to heal by himself. My wife heals me with her attention, with her time, with the fact that she gives me magnetism that she cannot use. So even not really, I'm giving you a good example. Me and my wife, I have potassium deficiency. She has sodium deficiency. She has a genetic predisposition of sodium deficiency with which a percentage in the world have.
Like
And
not enough salt?
yes, not enough salt.
I always feel like eating salt.
Yeah, I've seen that Aries, usually nervous system people,
Like
salt
I
is
need
very
to-
important.
so, yeah.
And she has low blood pressure, and salt harmonizes the blood pressure. I have very high blood pressure. I'm
Oh,
very energetic. I'm like a bull. I'm
yeah.
very small, a man, but I'm like a bull. I can work 10 hours a day, tomorrow 10 hours again. And potassium lowers the blood pressure. The potassium and sodium pump, they're lowering, and
They're the two. Yeah.
yeah, the pump.
One lowers it, one
Yeah.
puts it higher.
Yes, exactly. And when we got together, I was eating a lot of salt. I couldn't lower my blood pressure because I was still picking it up. And she was eating a lot of salads, a lot. And there's a lot of potassium there. So she was still doing what she had, and I was doing what I had still. So we were not fixing. After a while, we started living together, and I told her, you know what? You should take more salt. And she was always putting salads in my meal. I like salads, but I wasn't eating salads as she was eating. She brought much more avocados on the table, which I also like, but she was just pushing it. And her blood pressure was stabilizing because she started eating more salt. And I found out that if I give her potassium supplement, she was feeling like shit. Awful. She was getting headaches. And that's how I found out that she had genetic predisposition of losing sodium.
Salt, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And after 2 headaches, I completely stopped giving it to her. And I said, actually, I need to take it and you need to take salt. And I completely stopped the salt as much as I could. And that helped me get a little bit calmer, although now you're still very nervous. But at least I understood that even our bodies got together because of this physical imbalance of
Oh,
salt.
it's the plus and minus
Yeah.
attract because you have too much salt, she has too little salt in the body, and that's why you even felt the attraction.
That's right. Yeah. So
That's true. My husband is exactly the opposite. I have low blood pressure, has high blood pressure, I have low iron, has higher. Everything that I don't have, he has. And I feel very drawn to him.
yeah,
Maybe just being around him, I get some of
Yeah.
those.
It's even if you look at on the podcast with you, I haven't talked about sexuality a lot. Even if you feel how drawn you are to a person sexually, because with her, we are super drawn sexually. I mean, a lot. I'm a
Okay,
Scorpio
okay,
ascendant.
okay.
And that's how you can sense that there is something in the biology of the person, also the spirituality, of course, that is expressing that thing. I want to consume that part of you because I'm missing that part.
Mm.
But in another way. So it's not really we need to consume, but there's something that I need to take from you. I cannot understand it. I feel it. Let's make love. I feel take something, but I then don't take it at that moment. It's a very subtle level. And Benissa Duno talks, if there is a thin person, he needs to find a more round friend around him
Yeah.
because they start exchanging electricity and magnetism and the soul and the spirit relationship between them.
So gradually one starts becoming
They-
more, having more weight, the other one balances.
Yeah, they balance together if they are if they observe. They need to observe that.
What do you mean observe?
Sometimes they can stay like that if they don't give in to what they need to exchange. Some people.
It needs to be deep connection, you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, why am I not able emotionally to get to you? Speak, try to emotionally talk. And then when the emotion starts jumping from one person to another, and then the physicality follows.
Fascinating.
Then go train together. That's what we tried for 6 months. We made couples workout.
Yeah, I was watching that. That was super fun.
Calisthenics, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, yeah, feeling the weight of so getting to know the other person in another level. That's why when I talk with people on consultations, I try to ask, what about your partner? Are you able to do something? Does he have any of these issues? And when they open up to the other person, like on the previous 2 examples, the woman who helped her husband and the woman who wanted to help her sister, it flows better because then 2 are on the same tie.
And if you don't have a partner, a best friend?
Yeah, a friend, yeah, or some family member or someone who, or a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really exchange.
Wow, fascinating. Well, do you have more fun stuff? I mean, I'm sure you have a lot, but you gave us so many examples already.
I really enjoy when I see a field, the plants, the soil, and then the family who works the soil. That's, for me, those are even bigger ones because you oversee land. How you manage land, you impact from your consciousness or from absent consciousness. So there's this guy he's a Virgo. He's a big Virgo. And he really wants to do the better thing. And he had an agronomist before me who was conventional. And he trusted him. And he ruined so many things, thousands of acres of corn. He said we burned it. I was losing a lot of money. And he was trying to push him. What about if we try something different? Telling to the agronomist. He said, "Oh yeah, it could work out, but no, not really." And then I come out after a year of struggle. He says, "Theo, I really want to do the right thing for the land and for my family and economically because I'm really on the edge of depression." And I went to him and I see what he did with the land, and I talked with his wife. I saw his children, and he
Because
was,
you want to see the energy of everyone.
yeah.
Oh, to
And
get
his woman's from Ukraine, he's Bulgarian. He had a very romantic story, but he was really spraying a lot the land.
spring.
Yeah, and doing the wrong choices, which they were telling him were the right, but every time he did the wrong choice, the money were going worse, his health was going worse. And I said, okay, look, let's talk. Let's not look at the land anymore. We sat down, we talked. He nearly went to tears when we were talking. And I said, if we make a choice on the 100 acres, you're going to give uh, a sign to nature, to the world that you want to try to do things better. And slowly they're going to come around the circle and they're going to help you out. Nature is going to see that after 5 years of ruining, you want to make an impact. You want to try. It's not going to be easy. And I saw that his wife has an autoimmune, that they have some issues, health issues, very strong because they're around the chemicals. He said, but I put masks, but my employees do it. But they're in your garage. But they're there. They're impacting the air. You're spraying land 100 meters from you, and they're evaporating after that in your house. His house is on the field. I mean, literally. And after a while, he called me every month to talk, even not so much to talk
Yeah.
about agronomy, to talk, and we started making another business, economical way of selling the produce, clear, to bring seeds from an organic farm from Austria. Now we're going to try going to Austria together so he can talk with other people. I after a while he asked me, the second month he asked me about supplementing and helping his wife with the process, and he trusted me more and more and more. Now he is still not gaining the momentum that he needs, but at least he went on the road. He saw that there's other ways to see other people doing it. Now he recommended me to another farmer of his. And when I heard how he talked about me, I was like, wow, this guy really needed just a person to be with him, to listen to him, and then to reflect. Because I'm not going saying, buy this from me. It's going to be super effective.
Yeah.
My car is empty. I just told him I want to educate you. That's my business. Because I want to buy your grain after that.
Yeah.
I want to buy it for my family. And even he took a block and now we're gonna mill it and we're gonna use it because it was not sprayed. And I told him, now you're selling grain for 60 cents. I can sell it for $4 to people who are going to buy it because
it's organic and
and because they know that this guy works with me.
and the soil is healthy now.
Yes, and the soil is healthy. So I told him we can change that. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna be once on 1,000 acres, but now we did 100 acres. Next year we're gonna do 1,000, and then we're gonna do 10,000, and then.
And wow.
Yeah, so it's a slow process, guys.
Like if Theo develops land, he takes care of the health of the soil.
Yeah.
And then the health of the soul. The
Yeah.
soul and the soul.
I did in Hilton, I did a conference from soil to soul.
Because it is connected.
It's so
The earth, the soil is the soul.
yeah. The soul of the earth. So yeah, just want to share with you guys that this is how I work.
From practical health vitamins and even the quality of the soil to personal relationships and career.
There is so many interrelations. I mean, that's why astrology is amazing.
That's not just astrology. This is esoteric science, mixed spiritual science. So it is science and it is knowing the spiritual concepts which were given to us by anthroposophy.
Yeah.
Because now people use just science, but there's way deeper thing behind them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is Teo's specialty. I'll put the link below if you want to connect with him. Just even to talk to this gentle Cancer who would listen to you, and then with his Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, give you a push in the right direction.
Thank you, Lala. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
It's a
And
pleasure.
bye-bye.